Good day, everyone!
I am Princess,
I am Francis.
and for today's video, we are going to create a simulation activity entitled
Look, I got married and dropped my jeans.
But before we start, may we present to you the materials needed. First, the 6 pairs of paper chips with different colors. Second, the marker, and lastly, the stapler. So now, let us proceed to the simulation activity by following the procedures. Since he will be my hypothetical spouse, therefore, we can show to you it's either
We can roll our tongue.
or not. Let's begin. Now that we already showed to you our phenotype, which he can roll his tongue, while me, it's not. Therefore, my genotype in the first trait would be homozygous recessive T.
And my genotype would be homozygous dominant T.
For the second trait, I have a straight hair and Francis has a curly hair. Therefore, it is obviously that I have a homozygous recessive H genotype.
And I have a homozygous dominant H genotype.
For the third trait, it is about whether we have a dimple or without. So as you can see, I don't have a dimple and Francis also doesn't have a dimple. That's why our genotype would be heterozygous trait T. Now, let us proceed to trait number 4. It's about if we have a normal pigment or not. Since we both have a normal pigment, that's why my genotype would be a homozygous normal pigment N. Then his pigment would be heterozygous normal pigment N. For the fifth trait, it's about whether we have a lobe ears or attached ears. So as you can see, as a female, my genotype would be homozygous lobe ears L, while Francis has a heterozygous lobe ears L. For the last trait, we will determine which sex chromosome is appropriate to the both of us. As a female, my genotype would be 2 XX chromosomes, while Francis is male, therefore he has an XY chromosomes. Now, let us proceed to the second procedure. Assign the same colors of paper chips to each of the genotypes for the both of us. Now, we already have 6 pairs of paper chips. Then, we are going to write our genotypes separately. Write the genotype separating the pair in the upper right end and the other in the upper left and corners of the paper chips per genotype. Do this to 5 different autosomal chromosome pairs and to your sex chromosome types. This simulates log segregation that during gamete formation, the genes segregate or separate. Once you are done writing the letters, fold the paper chips showing the letters you wrote on every side. Tape, glue, or staple each of the folded paper chips. Your partner should do the same. This will stimulate that you get married. To simulate gametogenesis, the two of you will drop the paper chips each of you is holding. You may count 1 to 3 and at the same time toss upward the paper chips and let them drop on the floor. Only one of the chromosome pairs or one side of the paper chips will end facing up each fall. This represents the member of the pair that ends up in a successful gametes for both of you.
Do not pick the paper chips. Simulate fertilization by pairing the chromosome or the paper chips of the same color with my hypothetical spouse, which will represent one paternal chromosome to one maternal chromosome of each kind. Do it to the rest of the paper chips. 5. Copy and organize the successful genotypes in table first child that will show the successful genes the child inherits from both of you. Then determine their phenotypes by referring to table 1 and or table 2.
For the second table, this will show the successful genes the child inherits from the both of us. The traits that the child inherits from the both of us are can roll the tongue, has a curly hair, with dimple, with normal pigment, with attached earlobes, and the child's sex chromosomes is XX. That's why she is a girl. Our child is a girl. That's the end of our video. Hope you learned, like, and enjoy it. Thank you and goodbye.
It's a girl.